1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Hello, Earle Pughe here. Today I'm continuing the series on the blues in E. This week is a James Taylor song, Steamroller Blues. In general, if you were to ask me to name a guitarist that is not bluesy that I liked, I would put James right up near the top of that. But in this song, he's very bluesy. He's doing really just a collection of great standard moves. So this is a great tune to take a look at. So we're in the key of E. We've got 3 chords. We've got an E7. We've got an A7. We've got a B7. I'm using a thumb pick and the first finger. This tune will work very well with slight modifications. You could play it with just a flat pick. Now, on that B7, little music theory, James is going to, at the beginning and the end, go. So, if you think of a B7, we've got a B, a D sharp, an A, and a B. If we add a C sharp on the top there, on the second string, we can get a B9. And he's going to take just strings 4, 3, 2. So rootless B9. If we move that up 1 fret, that would be a C9. So he's approaching that B9 in that first measure by a half step above. So 1, 2, and 3. And he also does that in measure 12. The last measure, kind of a cool sound to approach that chord from a half step from above. Now on the E7 and the A7, he's doing a standard blues shuffle. So we are playing an E and a B, then an E and a C sharp, then an E and a D, and then C sharp, D, C sharp at the end. So you'll notice I've written this song in 12/8. I'm not counting it that way. I'm counting it 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. Then he'll do that exact same thing on the A, exact same fingering. We got an A and an E, an A and an F sharp, A and a G. Now we've got arpeggios. He hits the low E, hammers into the G sharp, back to the low E, and then we just play the middle of the chord B, and then the G sharp and D natural together. Now he does a cool trick here. He's going to do that same hammer, and then the B. But now he's going to play the G natural. So I've called this an E minor 7. But I'm really hearing it as a modified E7. So if we think of Jimi Hendrix for a second, we've got the Jimi Hendrix E7 sharp 9, where he's got a G sharp and a G natural in the same chord. James Taylor will do the that same thing of using the G sharp and the G natural on top of the same chord, but just not at once, because he's going to do them both on the same string. So we've got that. Then we're to the A, same as before. Now this time, he just changes the last beat of that a little bit. G natural to E, back to G. So we got the open string. And now we're back to an E7. Now we got some chromatic motion. We got the G sharp, A sharp, B. So we had B, D natural, B, all chord tones. Now we got that blue note of a G natural and an E and a G natural. And now we're back to that E and G sharp. Now at the top here, if you think of a D7, you only played strings 3, 2, 1, you'd have no open strings. So you could move that up 2 frets, you'd have an E7. So he's going to take the top 2 notes from that. So we'll have and then some chromatic motion into the B. So that whole measure, we started off on a little piece of an E chord. Now we're playing right out of the chord shape. I'm fingering the full B7. I'm only playing strings 5, 4, 3. So we start off with 3 and 4 together. Now a little chromatic run here. G sharp, A sharp, B. Sets us up for the A7. And then that should have been even. And we're back to the E7. And we got that chromatic run again. And then that C9 to B9. And then he's kind of playing a little bit of a, it's kind of anticipating that next E chord. He's sort of setting himself up. We get the B, but then those notes that we used before on the E7. So I recommend that you play this tune with a metronome. It's not that fast. The metronome's at about 74. But the whole thing that makes a tune like this work is if you get the timing great. If you get the timing great, you'll sound great. If you get the timing a little bit sloppy, it just it just doesn't quite knock everybody's socks off. So I recommend that you work on this tune slow and speed it up a little bit at a time. So here it is at 60. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So thank you for tuning into this video. Hope that you've enjoyed it, maybe learned something. Please give me a like. Please consider subscribing. Also, I've got a couple videos on the blues in E over on the Music Maker channel, so please cruise over there and check out Clarence Bluesman Davis. He's got a great CD out, Shake It For Me, and he does some great blues on that. So hope to see you next week. Thank you very much.